realistic, and I mean they did base it on kind of the real deal, so pretty cool. I'm not cool, not in a good way, but it was done very well. Put it that way. Otherwise, full out battle kind of remind me of Black Hawk Down or something like that. Kind of remind me of that. But yeah, it was pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie. But it was a good movie. It was a good movie. Very short, I would say, compared to some of the others I've watched lately. The other one I want to see coming up is King of Kings. I'm really excited about that one, but trying to get the kids to go since it is kind of an animated. But it is part of that Angel Network, which is pretty cool. What's up, Midwest? How are you? So we're gonna do for our subscription base. We're gonna do a spring giveaway. So we're going to try and make it a little bit fun. So if you're a team member, if you haven't joined membership, hit the subscription button to do so. Join the channel or join on TikTok or on YouTube. And you'll be part of that event. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few items instead of just like a monthly thing. So like we'll do it kind of quarterly. I think it might be a little easier for me to keep up with it. So I'm thinking like June 1st or something, or right there, early June. But basically what we'll do is I'll do a bow, I'll do some broadheads. We'll do like 10 items, So it'd be kind of like a little bit larger scale giveaway like we did at the end of the year, which I thought was so fun. So now's your chance to join the subscription, do that. Now, I will say, for those who are on TikTok specifically, we are going to do some of these like one-off giveaways for this little join star in the top corner here. It's not the same as this star below this join subscription with the circle around it. This is the cheaper, little cheap version. So if you want to get into something but you can't afford to join the full membership, it's literally a penny to get involved in that. So feel free to join the team at the top there. They have that little option. Favorite clothing for hunting? I can wear anything. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I can wear anything. I could literally have worn Sika. I've worn Scentlock. I have worn Code of Silence. I have worn Cryptek. I have worn Predator. I would say for me, I like the Under Armour material. I like that performance material stuff for the main type of hunting I do, which I would suggest would be like, 60s. 60 to 70 degrees, and if I get past that Code of Silence stuff is really nice. But yeah, I mean, I can wear anything right now. Like if you went and looked at my clothing, I have Element. I have hey, what's up, the glue? I have Element hunting clothes. I have Under Armour hunting clothes, and I have Code of Silence. Those are like the three I have right this minute. What's up, Ronnie? So those are what I'm kind of rocking right now. And for turkey, I don't think I really need to wear hunting clothes for turkey, because really you can just wear a blackout situation, which I'll probably do. Just a little easier. So wear a long sleeve performance type black jacket with a shirt, and that way if it gets hot, I can take off the jacket, But I'm hunting from a blind, so keep that in mind for turkey specifically. But for deer, I do them very specifically, So I had the pleasure this weekend we filmed some videos this weekend. I filmed a whole bunch of XOP stuff, which I'm very excited to show that to you guys. I have not edited it yet, but I'll hopefully get that out in the next week or two. But the XOP stuff was really cool. If you are a person who wants to use a hang-on, a saddle, steps, if you want the steps to go on the tree, XOP has got you guys covered, honestly. It's really good stuff. But anyway, with that being said, I filmed that, but I also filmed a whole bunch of stuff. I did make a deal this year with GSM where they sent me a bunch of stuff to play with and test and all that and sample. So you are going to see a lot of videos from me on the brands from GSM, including like Nap, True Glow, Apex, So I will be doing a lot more of that stuff come up. You'll notice it, and then you'll say, oh, I wonder why Dave's doing all this at once. But it just came in, so I'm starting to play with it. I'm going to play with their broadheads this weekend coming up. Very excited to shoot those up north and film that for you guys as well. I love the XOP platforms as well. I think they're excellent, Ronnie. I actually learned about XOP. It's a funny story. I learned about XOP actually through my cousin, who we went saddle hunting last year, and he had bought the XOP retrograde for his platform, And he was showing it to me, and he was carrying it out. I'm like, dude, this thing is so light. So I then reached out to them, and then XOP ended up saying, wow, we like what BowHunterPlanet's doing. We actually want to sponsor what you're doing and, be a supporter. So that's kind of how that came about, and which was awesome for me and the team, because now I get to actually play with all of it, which is really exciting, and some really good stuff. So I'm very pumped about that. So anyway, what I was getting to with this conversation is the True Glow nitrous release is pretty cool. It's got a boa on it, and so the release itself is extremely quiet, the whole system, except for the boa part, of course. When you pop it in and when you twist it, it's going to be loud. But the key to that is you wouldn't really probably do that in the field anyway. You're going to do that at your truck. So when you see my video about talking about it, what I'm basically suggesting is that the material is super quiet, and it's really nice. I mean, it's not going to hit anything. It does do a fold out of the way, just not fold back, it folds sideways, which is pretty cool. I'm sure that's a patent thing. They had to do it that way. But that BOA system on a release is really cool. Like, I've never done that before. Way easier than a strap. I would take over strap all day. And we first encountered the BOA system on the Cam Hanes Under Armour boots, if you guys remember. But that system is pretty sweet. What's up, Toby? How are you, man? Matt, how you doing? The Glue, how you been, man? What you up to? So the real question is what bow to use for turkey. I honestly don't know. I'm kind of in a weird position right now to figure that out. I'm kind of thinking Alpha AX2, the shorter one, That's what I'm kind of thinking right now. What's up, Lee? How you doing, man? So some good news, bad news. I got up, for somebody who's been following this channel for a while, we do have a camping site we use every year. It's kind of like a landing platform or a runway, I guess you call it, because we go from there to all these different hunt things throughout the state. And anyway, I got my camper out there. Tim and I got our campers up. You'll see some podcasts coming from there this week coming up. But Tim and I got up there, and apparently I forgot to drain my hot water tank, and that did not go so well. Oh my God, you had snow, Ronnie? That sucks. We got rain and cold wind here in Michigan. Well, at least in this area. It's pretty bad too. What's up, Moist? How you doing, man? Thanks, appreciate that. Let me know when you're playing some COD, Moist. I've been dominating in Warzone boot camp. I play at the boot camp model. I love it. It's so fun. It's just so much easier, Oh, Cadillac, yeah. Actually, I never checked my cameras on our property. I wonder if that had snow. It's not that north, but it's still up in that area, this Midland area. Oh man. So this looks pretty good. I wanted to test out this lens and this camera tonight. One of the reasons I came on here, and it looks pretty good, I think. It's a 2470 lens. This is a pretty top expensive lens. That's what I was checking to see what it looked like on this Sony camera. So I'm in the market for a new camera. I've been on the hunt for a new camera rig for the field, like one to use in the field. And for those of you who are camera gurus and love filming or videography like we do, we use Panasonic. So it's like Sony, Canon, Panasonic. Those are like the main players realistically. There is Nikon, but most people use that for photography. But anyway, so I've been looking back and forth for what Panasonic's offering now. I used to do Sony, but to be honest, it's so expensive, man. They're so expensive for a full frame camera that it makes it a little bit unrealistic for what I'm trying to do with it, which is really realistically just like mainly in the field, full frame look, not necessarily just hunting, but anything we film in the field. But I would like it to be full frame. So I've been kind of playing with that idea, just trying to get this new Panasonic. We have an S5 II already, but I think we're going to buy this S9, which is just a little bit cheaper, but still a full frame camera, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know, Ronnie. That's interesting. I don't know why it does that. I don't think it's the camera necessarily. Actually, no, I can see it too. That's weird. Let me try this. Oh yeah, there's definitely a second delay there. It's no delay on the YouTube stream. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, guess what? I'll probably try to go live tomorrow night. I'll be over at the studio, so I'll try to do that. And maybe we can shoot some broadheads or something. But I'll try to head over there tomorrow night, and we can do some live there since we have a lot of viewers anyway. And we can kind of go from there and see how it goes. But cool. All right. See you. No, actually, see you TikTok. Bye-bye first. There's only 2 viewers over there. That was pretty rough, guys. I don't know what's going on over there. That's not normal for TikTok. Usually, it's really weird, actually, because TikTok, when you do a live stream, it used to be very, very popular, those streams. Like, they would do very well. And I've watched a lot of YouTubers, I'm sorry, TikTokers that I follow, that are friends of mine and stuff, and theirs as well have been low, you know. And I think it's against the time of year. It's hard to go live this time of year or do anything. Most people aren't really into hunting right now. What's up, Andrew? How are you? So, yeah, I'll try to go live tomorrow night, guys, from the studio while I'm working on some things over there. Kind of a little more exciting. Plus, if you guys have questions, you want to see things, we can show it. And kind of go from there. So, but yeah, we are going to plan on a spring giveaway for our membership program. So everybody who's a member, we'll try to do like a spring giveaway in June, probably early June. And we'll probably do a bow and then maybe like up to 10 prizes, 10 different winners type thing. What's up, Kevin? Awesome, man. It's good to hear. Get them bows a rocking. I feel like Sanlita gave me a discount code on that video we did on that thing. Did we do that, Dragon X8? It might be in the description. Let me see if I can find it. BowHunterPlanet Sanlita. Okay, let's see. Amazon. So I bought a bow on Amazon, part 2, Sanlita Dragon. All right, here's my video. My God, I think I sold a lot of bows for Sanlita on this video. That's had a lot of views. All right, Dragon 10, 650. Dragon X9, that looks nice too. 270. Jeez. X8, 199. Free shipping. These are incredible prices. The X7's 170. Jeez, I don't know, man. This is gonna be. What's up, Seth? How you doing, man? How much did you pay, Kevin, for this bow? I mean, these prices are, they're kind of dominating, realistically. I mean, I don't know how you don't get one of these. It doesn't even make sense. Holy crap. Wow. Dude, the X9 is 270. Intermediate hunting compound bow pro kit desert tan. I don't know. 259 with shipping. Where'd you buy it from? Amazon or did you buy it direct? Because I'm on their website direct right now. Because on here it's $199. Well, it's on sale right now, maybe, $199. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, it's hard to beat those prices. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know. It is. It's very cheap stuff. I agree. So you got the Dragon X7, which is intermediate for 170. You got the X8 for 199 on sale. You have the X8 in camo for 210. What camo is this? Isn't this like a? I feel like this camo is something we know. I thought they teamed up with somebody. I can't tell. Let me go back. And then you have this X10 for 270, which is a great looking bow. Yeah, I don't know, guys. that's a hard one for the companies like Bear who are trying to do like a low cost solution, right? Option. So that does compete pretty heavily, obviously, for people. Even with our discount at 20%, we can get you guys on Bear. This would still be cheaper, but I guess it kind of comes down to what you want to do with it, because the way I see it, the Bear is probably worth the investment a little bit more, just because you'll get service anywhere a Bear dealer is, whereas I'm not sure you would get service on a San Lita. I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't shoot their arrows for sure. No way. No way. Okay, Kevin got an Amazon. Got it. Yep. Yeah. This video I did on this X8 did 60,000 views. I mean, this thing probably sold tons of bows for them. Tons of bows. Oh, it's $199 on Amazon right now, Kevin. You should return and get it and buy it again. Although maybe it's not free shipping on here. Yeah, I don't see where it says free shipping. Anyway. Awesome, Andrew. Well, you got some options, Andrew. We get 20% off most Bear Archery bows on their website. So you can use our code. You're allowed to. It's BHP 2025. So if you decide you want to take 20% off a rig, do that. I don't know how much you want to spend, but I'd recommend highly the Species XT. It's awesome. So the Species XT would be a great option. The Paradigm, just depends what you want to spend. You know, I would highly recommend going from that bow to like the Species XT, because that's a really good move for the first, you know, getting to a newer style bow. You know, talking about new bows. People are looking at picking up some new bows, low cost options. I do not hunt frogs. Thank you for stopping in, Fly. But anyway, yeah, man, that was a lot of video views for that. Not surprised. It's Amazon, people. I bet you it's on the Amazon. Is it on Amazon? I bet you it's there. Sometimes they link the video. Let's see. Yep, there's me. There's me. Oh, they have a lot of videos on here. Yeah, I mean, it's a good solid bow. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's not much you can say about it. It gets the job done. It's that simple. $142 Outdoors Galore, 142. 2015 Synergy for 3D this summer, just a great bow. Oh yes, that is a great bow from Elite there. You know, it's one of those things with Elite. You know, they've always had such great draw cycle bows and great performance with those bows. Are they the fastest? No. Are they the coolest? No. But they're very specifically fit very well for people that like them, and they shoot very, very well, you know. I would not do that, Andrew. I mean, that's just my opinion. I would not buy a used bow if I was you. I do buy used bows here for stuff we're doing for content specific, but I don't have there's no risk for me if I break it at the company about it. You know what I mean? Like, if the person does it, if it comes to it's messed up or something, I can take the hit. It's not a big deal. But like for you as a consumer, I wouldn't do it. Plus, I also have pro shops that'll fix it for me, or I can send it to Matthew's direct or whoever. They'll help me out with it. But as a consumer, I would not do that unless it's somebody you know. So I would take advantage of the code, or just, you know, buy what you want, right? Yeah, you definitely don't want a dry fire bow, because what happens is with the bow is when you draw it back, you have these cams, and the cams and the limbs bring on energy, right? Because you're bending the limb, which is producing this energy, the cam storing that energy, And when you let go, if you don't have an arrow in there, it has nowhere to put that energy. So it pushes the arrow, which helps transfer the energy away from the bow. But without it, the string has nothing to push against, and it just goes crazy and snaps, which then breaks the bow into a million pieces, which is not good. Yeah, that's pretty amazing outdoors galore. That's one of the biggest advantages living in Kansas, Iowa, Illinois, is you have those options. We're in Michigan, so we do not. Very rarely do we hunt a deer like that, which is so cool for you, and that's a great experience to be able to do that. So keep that in mind that like you are blessed with that option there. That's not normal, but at least in these states, right? In your state, it's a little more normal. But the cool part about like Iowa and Kansas, even Illinois, maybe Ohio, is that the government actually kind of helps make sure you guys have the right rules in place to generate beautiful deer. Michigan, we're not like that. They don't really do anything to help get the size up, I guess. So unfortunately, but yeah, that's really cool though. That's exciting. See, that's one of the parts about hunting that people or bow hunting specifically, or hunting, whatever you want to call it. But that's one of the things people don't talk about a lot, but really it is the hunt, right? That trying to really get a specific deer is not easy at all. And that would be very exciting because and the reason I say that is you have a lot of planning. You have a lot of different test shots, like where you can shoot different angles, where you think you might get a chance and what you will and what you won't. So the planning for trying to get one specific animal is pretty sweet. Like that would be fun. I've never had it here in Michigan where I can hunt one specific deer. So for a bow, I would say can go upwards of 60 to 100 yards. Pretty accurate for some people. Not for me. I would feel accurate out to about 50, maybe 60. But what a bow can actually do, we actually did a video on this. We actually found the right degree that a 70-pound bow will shoot if you were to let it fly through the air. It goes about 600 plus yards. So keep that in mind. If I was to launch an arrow at a specific degree, which was like 38 and a half or something, it was something very specific to get me the most distance out of that arrow and flight pattern. And it was over 600 yards. So pretty crazy. Now, how accurate was it? It wasn't super accurate by any means, but we did have a guy shoot a balloon at 200 yards, and then we had a guy shoot a balloon at 246, I believe it was. So it could be accurate, but 600, it wasn't very accurate. Wow, that's a big deer outdoors galore. That is... Wow. 167's a beast. That's for sure a beast. That's a big boy. Hello, welcome, YM. Yeah, a bow would be a lot more powerful than that. So if you hit a deer with a bow, with a broadhead, you're going to get way bigger entry and exit wound and do a lot more damage than a 9. John, the giveaway is going to be a quarterly. We decided we're going to do it in June. So in June, we're going to launch the giveaway, which will be like 10 plus items. So we're going to do one bigger one every quarter. We're going to try to do a bigger one, hopefully per quarter is the goal, like a spring, a summer, and a fall, basically. That's what we're thinking. It might be just a little easier that we just do it all at one time, Ooh, elk sheds? That'd be so sweet. Oh, man, I wish. I haven't seen any deer sheds yet, but we don't live in elk territory. What are your thoughts on Alta arrows? I think they're probably okay, Robert. Most arrows are no problem. Would I buy them? Probably not, because it wouldn't make sense to me, right? I feel like there's Easton, there's Victory, there's Gold Tip. There's just so many brands that have been around so long making absolutely stunning arrows. It wouldn't make any sense to go with the company who's only been around a few years. That's just my opinion. And I love Elite. I love the team over there. Great people, but I don't see the point in it. I would have, if someone would have asked me, like, hey, do you think we should create an arrow company? I'd be like, hell no. Why would you create an arrow company? It doesn't even make sense. The competition's done. It's crushed. It's like Fab Five. You're not getting in there. It's Carbon Express. I mean, those guys are on the lower end right now, right? I mean, but they shouldn't be. They've been around for years. Bloodsport. I mean, there's so many arrow companies. It's just a stupid area to get into, and it's a stupid area to put money into. And I don't think it's a smart move, because realistically, what you're doing is you're paying like Levi Morgan or whoever to promote it. But that's all you have. Now you're burning money into this, right? And you're hoping to God people like yourself are going to buy them. But why? Why would you? I mean, you get the TKOs. You can get any Easton arrow. You can get any Victory arrow that are awesome, man. I mean, you know, yeah, a gold tip hunter. I mean, think about how long those brands have been doing it, right? That's like saying, like, this is a good example here for sights too, right? So like, now I know a lot of people love the Ultra View. I don't want to take anything away from that, but I would say, like, why would I buy an Ultra View if I can buy a gold tip, a Spot Hog, an HHA? We're talking companies that have been around way longer than Ultra View, that have been tried and true, built, and, you know, amazing. Yes, they might not look as cool, but they're cheaper and they're built very high quality. So I don't, you know, for me, I understand people want different, you know, and that drives people to be outside the box. They don't want to do what everybody else is doing. I get it. The 180s, yeah, that's gonna be a nice deer. So, but you know, it's like, it's just hard to describe it, right? Because you're not making the arrow, right? You're importing it from somewhere. So it's not like you're creating a bow company where you're actually making it in Georgia or making it in Tennessee or making it in Wisconsin, right? And people can see it, like, oh, these guys are designing and cutting this out. You're not really doing that, right? So yeah, Andrew. I mean, Carb Express is a legendary. I mean, they've been around a long time too. I don't, you know, they've been so quiet over the years. I actually did reach out to them. I said, you guys really should, you know, we'd love to work with Carbon Express, because I feel like you guys need this. You need to promote this brand. It's been a long time, right? So it's been kind of like in the background for Paradigm, but it really needs to be out front. You know what I mean? So the new Excel site is sweet. Yeah, that thing is cool. I'm going to look at it right now. Actually, I forgot about that. Actually, I need to email them about that. Get my hands on one. Sites. That new one did look sick. I don't think they updated their website though. Let's see here. Yeah, this website's looking pretty old school. Driver. I will say this, out of the new brands, I did play with the dialed, and I did like the dialed a lot. Now, I don't like the price of it, but I do like the site. I think it's wonderful. But I'm not a big fan of the price. Like, I don't think I would buy it at that price, even though I do think it's pretty awesome. Yeah, this Excel does look sweet. I wonder how much this one is. It looks good. The question is, well, I want to know how much it is, because that's going to dictate for me. I like the green they put in there. That is pretty fly, I'm not going to lie. Ooh, they kind of copied the dial off Ultra View a little bit there, didn't they? Or it's kind of not the same, but looks similar. Nah, maybe not as much as I thought, but let's see if I'm gonna reach out to Trueball real quick, see if they'll hook me up with a few of those sites. Hey, question: if someone would think they have target panic, what are some indicators of having target panic? Slapping the trigger is a big one, and also not being able to put your pin on the target. So I used to have it, and I would take the bow and I would put the pin below the target, and I would squeeze as I come into it. Up and squeeze, right? Those are the types of things that are target panic. One of the things that actually helped with target panic for me was the release, the HT releases where, you know, it clicks and then it fires. That really helped a lot because you kind of stay on target, and then, you know, you kind of have to keep it on target to pull through. Fast Eddie, nice. I like that Fast Eddie set. The only thing I don't like about it is the weight, and I did say that to Spot Hog. I think it's a wonderful sight. So my point would be, with that sight would be, I'd have to offset that weight by getting a lighter bow, like a carbon or something lighter, you know. Yeah, single pin is a little bit easier. I totally understand YM. That makes complete sense for tack and elk. I tend to use a 3-pin in Michigan, 20, 30, 40. So, again, we don't really shoot that far here. We don't have to. A lot of it tree stand hunting, food plots, fixed areas, right? So it doesn't make sense to use a wheel. You're not going to optimize, or whatever you want to call it, in the field, most likely. And if I was to do that, to be honest, I'd probably set it at 30, and I would just aim a little low or a little high depending on my shot, if I'm being honest. Like, because I don't want to have to do that at all. Like, I don't want to have to think twice. I want to be able to draw my bow, take the shot, knowing the distance in my mind. I don't want to have to range find it, you know. So that's the nice part about that. I do want to get out west eventually, Riley. It is on my bucket list to do that. I don't know when it'll happen. I've been invited by a lot of people to come out west, Arizona, Utah, but I just need to really find time. I did go down south to hunt one time. I went to Texas. That was really cool. Did a lot of hunting there. Yeah, I don't want to have to dial and chase anything. So that's the one of the, and I had this experience before where I shot at a doe. I ranged her at 43. I set to 43, and by the time I did that and pulled back, she already went to 46, but I didn't know that, so the arrow went a little bit low. So that's that. Yeah, I do plan to, I think when I'm 50, because I'm getting there, you know, when I get there, that's when I think I'll try to head out and do an elk hunt at some point. The problem is, you got to have a lot of funding for an elk hunt. It's not the cheapest thing to do. Even if I think if you knew people, you still have to get there. You still got to buy the tags. You still got to, you know, pay for whatever. So we got to get that figured out someday. All right, guys. Well, I will hopefully see you guys maybe tomorrow night. I'll try to go over to the studio and get it done there. Have some fun with that. Yeah, I did access buck myself, and I did aoudad, hog, and rhea. It was a really good experience. So, and there you go. You got to apply, right? So, yeah, I see what you're saying. Apply now for 5 years from now. All right, we'll see you guys. Have a great night. Okay.